Good morning, welcome to my unit. This unit is entitled as the leadership in Israel. In this unit, we'll learn about kings, their failures and their achievements. Then we begin with the first topic. Our first topic is the leadership in Israel. Then in this topic, we'll learn about leadership in Israel. Then the objectives. By the end of the lesson or the topic, we should be able to identify some of the judges of Israel and their duties, outline the reasons for the demand for kingship in Israel, then outline reasons for against kingship in Israel. Then we check on what's the meaning of the leadership and who are the main judges. Then leadership is a manner in which a country or a society is governed or ruled. When Israelites settled in Canaan, they were ruled by judges, and some of the judges include Othniel, Ehud, Shamgar, Deborah, Gideon, Tola, Jair, Jephthah, Ibzana, Helon, Abdon, and Samson. Then we go to the other duties of the judges. They led Israelites to war against their enemies. They helped in settling disputes among the people, whereby when they moved into Canaan, they had disputes such as the land disputes, the quarrels, the religion disputes. Then acting as religious leaders and leading the Israelites into worship. They did the priestly duties. They could lead the Israelites in worship, they could offer sacrifices and all that. Then offering sacrifices on the behalf of the people, that is one of the religious way of a leader to do. Then some of the judges act as God prophets, such as they were given messages by God to prophesy to people or even pass to the people. They anointed kings. For example, David was anointed by prophet Samuel. Then reasons for the demand of the kingship in Israel. Samuel had become old and he was unable to rule due to when one is aging, his or her duties it becomes to be demonizing the duties. Then Samuel appointed his sons as judges. They didn't want the kingdom to be a monarchical kingdom, hence they were against the kingship. They demanded for a kingship, for a king to rule them. Then the sons of Samuel were corrupt. Due to the corruption of the son, they denied the sons and they never wanted the sons to rule over them. Then the Israelites wanted to be like other nations. They wanted to vote, they wanted to have a king like the other nations for them to be ruled. They wanted a king who could lead them to war against their enemies. They wanted a leader whom they could see. Yes, a physical leader other than a god whom they couldn't see. They wanted a political government with national authority. They wanted themselves to make their own rules for them to for a leader to govern them. Then the reasons against the kingship. By demanding an earthly king, it meant that they rejected Yahweh as their king. They never wanted Yahweh to rule them because they couldn't see him. They were going to lose their identity as a God-chosen generation. This is whereby God said that he will deny them. He won't call them their sons. Then the leaders would be appointed who are going to lack the leadership qualities. The kings would oppress them. This is by saying they have to pay for tax. Then their sons would be recruited to serve as soldiers in army, whereby they could be killed. The king would introduce forced labor. Then the king would force their daughters to work for his wives, sons, and for the royal houses in Jin. For example, King Solomon. Solomon forced them to work for their wives. because he married too many foreign wives. The king would take their lands and good vineyards. For example, King Ahab took Naboth's vineyard. At the time, they would cry to God, but God would not listen to them because they had already rejected him as their